Hi, this is Delegate Patrick Hope, and I want to welcome you back to week 3 of my legislative updates from Virginia's Capitol. This was another busy week here in Virginia's General Assembly. The big news of the week is a disappointing one. Legislation to make Virginia the 38th state to ratify the Equal Rights Amendment failed to clear the Republican-controlled House subcommittee on Tuesday. This was a significant blow to House Democrats, where we firmly believe that we have enough votes to pass the ERA on the House floor, if we can just get it there. But I can tell you this, it is not the last word in the long-running battle over the ERA amendment, which would enshrine the Constitution of prohibition and discrimination based on sex. We will look to using whatever parliamentary rules to resurrect the legislation to committee and on the House floor. The other big news of the week, in fact, had nothing to do with legislation. Federal judges have selected a Virginia House of Delegates redistricting map that appears to heavily favor Democrats redrawing the lines of 26 districts and moving several Republicans into unfavorable configurations. 6 Republicans would wind up in districts where a majority of voters voted for President Obama in 2012. If the court's map selection stands, it would create a favorable environment for Democrats to take control of the House, where all 100 seats are up on the ballot and Republicans hold just a slim 51-49 majority. Shifting gears to some legislation I introduced that is making progress, 2 of my bills have passed the House. One bill would require assisted living facilities to disclose to prospective residents whether they have a generator on site. I remember when we had the derecho come through Arlington several summers ago. Many assisted living facilities did not have a generator, and residents who rely on power for things like oxygen or refrigeration for medication, or just basic need for air conditioning, in the hot summer suffered several days before power was fully restored. This is a compromise bill that I hope we can build on in the future, but prospective residents have a right to know. Another bill of mine that passed the House is to allow jails to provide mental health treatment to inmates, which are not able to consent. The bill creates protections for inmates as well as gives authorities to jails to provide the treatment in the jail, freeing up badly needed psychiatric bed space in the hospitals. 2 other bills of mine that are on their way to the House for a vote is a bill that would allow foreign service officers who have a child with an intellectual disability to remain on the Medicaid waiting list for services while they're overseas. We allow this for those serving in the military, and I believe this should also be extended to those serving our nation in the foreign service. Another bill that I have that's working on its way would seek data from the Department of Corrections of who is in solitary and track their mental health status. This information will help us better understand the mental health needs for this population and find ways to ensure that people in solitary are receiving adequate mental health treatment. This bill is on its way to the House floor for a vote. Well, that's all for this week. Please join me back here next week when we continue to discuss major legislation making its way through the General Assembly and an update on where things stand with the budget, especially how Virginia will react to the new federal tax law. In the meantime, if you need assistance, please email me at delphope@house.virginia.gov or call me in Richmond at 804-698-1047. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you back here next week.